Hello and good evening from Benilde-St. Margaret's. I'm Bruce Over along with Phil Firk, and it's North Suburban Conference basketball as Robbinsdale Cooper Hawks come in to play the Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights. And for the Hawks, they're 3-0 in conference, 6-5 overall. For the Red Knights, it's a retooling year. They're 2-2 in conference and 4-7 overall. Phil, great to have you back again, and we're back from break and covering some more basketball here.
Well, thank you, Bruce. It's always a pleasure. This should be a very interesting matchup tonight. Both teams are still feeling themselves out, as well as the other opponents, especially getting into the mid part of the season. But I think they're settled down now, and we should be in for a very interesting basketball game.
Well, a lot of people here to see one of the highly touted players, juniors in the country, and that's Rashad Vaughan, averaging 29.6 points per game and number 2 in scoring in the whole Metro. So.
Well, that's interesting. You know, this is a year of, there's a lot of young players that are just excellent Division I players in Minnesota this year. We've had some worldwide coaches coming in and watching these kids play. So it's a very, very good basketball season in the state of Minnesota.
And for Benilde-St. Margaret, it's a rather young team as they graduated a number of seniors last year from the team that just about made it to state, lost in the finals of the sections last year.
Well, Coach John Moore is a veteran coach, and he knows that these teams are cyclical, as most schools are. He's been riding some wonderful players over the years, and I'm sure that he's enjoying coaching this team as well. They're going to give you everything they have.
Starting lineups for Benilde will be Sam Lynch, Nick Burney, Alex Alexander, Chris Bell, and Jack Hathaway. For the Cooper Hawks, it'll be Billy Kellogg, LeVar McCullough, Rashad Vaughn, Darius Denson, and Brandon Robinson. Again, as we mentioned, Rashad Vaughn averaging 29.6 points per game. LeVar McCullough averaging 13.7 points. Darius Denson 10.5, Brandon Robinson 9.5, and Billy Kellogg 8.8. Leading scorer from Benilde-St. Margaret's in this lineup is Nick Burney at 7.8. Their leading scorer is actually the sophomore Edwards, who's not starting but comes off the bench. So tip control by the Hawks.
Looks like the Red Knights are back to their typical defense. It's a really tough man-to-man.
Alley-oop went into Rashad Vaughn. He couldn't finish. And the rebound pulled down by the Red Knights. Number 12, Nick Burney, into the front court. This is Hathaway. Just underway. No score here in the first half. Looking inside. Nice backdoor cut and out of bounds. Last touch by the Red Knights.
Benilde was very patient on that first possession. They had nice floor spacing, moved the ball well, and got an inside position.
So second time down the court now for Cooper. That shot would not go. That was by Darius Denson. Nice pass inside, and the Red Knights, you see, will push it up the court, and Alexander getting the basket.
I think Benilde tonight really wants to get in transition and run.
2-0 lead for the Red Knights, and a traveling called against Denson. So the Red Knights up the court, leading 2-0. Looks like defensively they're in a man-to-man show.
Yeah, they are, and both teams are very typical about the same size. Both teams are very aggressive, good athletes.
Well, the shot put up by Chris Bell that time over Vaughn, and we get a travel called on Denson. So the Red Knights will inbound the ball underneath the Hawks basket, and it's inbounded to Burney. Burney was guarded by Kellogg.
Well, the refs are really kind of watching this pretty close tonight. We'll see how it works out, but players have to adjust to the referees.
That's Chris Bell picking up his first foul of the game. First team foul, and now the Hawks trying to tie it up as they trail 2-0. 16:05 to go here in the first half. This is Vaughn. Vaughn, nice pass inside. And the basket to the cutting LeVar McCullough.
Vaughn draws so much attention that once he gets the ball in his hand, he's a great passer as well as a shooter.
Pass was deflected. Vaughn has it. He'll start up court. Cooper passes the ball around very well. That was McCullough missing the shot. And the rebound taken down by Hathaway. There's a three off short, and Vaughn with the rebound for the Hawks. Pass a little too far for Denison, and now we have a tie-up on the floor. And a loose ball, we're going to get a travel call on the Red Knights. Tough call for Benilde on that one. And
Moore is shaking his head. I don't understand that one either. It looks like he got tripped, actually.
Seen a lot of stoppages here by the referees.
That was a weird call.
Long inbound, and it's deflected by Sam Lynch. He did a great job. Lynch has the player cutting, and we're going to get a foul inside on Hathaway. Or not Hathaway, on Brandon Robinson. And Brandon Robinson gets his first foul.
Bernie did a nice job of getting to the basket and also getting fouled. He was in a great position to come down in transition.
So Bernie to the free throw line where he makes the first. And the Red Knights now lead by 1. Phil, I think with a team like Benilde, we're probably going to see a team that's going to improve as the season goes on. They're a very young team, and as they start playing together as the season goes on, and with Coach Moore, I think we'll see this team just get better and better as the year.
Well, they're starting four juniors and 1 senior, and last year was a veteran team, pretty much senior, so these guys did not really get they got in a lot of ball games, but not in the starting position. So this is a new experience for most of these guys.
There's a nice cut. Oh, and a block by Vaughn.
Well, we saw the best of Vaughn on that shot block. He got up to the rim. Somebody like Vaughn, he protects that inside, so it's really hard to drive the basket.
We covered a game last year where Vaughn played at St. Louis Park and picked up 5 fouls, and his 5th foul was early in the second half. So trying to play a little more discipline now this year where he can, they need him to stay in the games.
I think he'll grow as time goes. He's, we had some excellent coaching, not only in high school, but in AAU. So, he'll catch on.
Steve Burton, the coach here of Cooper. Vaughn getting his first basket there, a 3-pointer.
Well, at 6'6", Vaughn, can really play a nice shooting guard, the 2 guard on a team, and he's got a nice outside shot. He's a good passer, very good ball handler.
Lynch penetrates in too much on that one, and the rebound was pulled down by McCullough, who threw it away right into the hands of Hathaway. So now the Red Knights trailing by 1. Good move by Alex Alexander that time as he sidestepped the defender.
That's a tough shot, Bruce. That little floater as you're coming in there, you have to loop it up like a rainbow. Beautiful job.
6'5" Red Knights. Vaughn. Turning the ball over that time. Sam Lynch now up for the Red Knights. Chris Bell. Guarded by Vaughn, and get a call on Cooper's Billy Kellogg. Alexander dribbles it back up top, and Bernie for Bell. Benilde, very patient team right now.
Well, and I just love their spacing.
Trying to get it to Hathaway, cutting, and it's stolen away. Here's Vaughn taking it inside, and he'll draw the foul. So the foul called on Alexander. That's his first foul. Second team foul. Both teams now have 2, and that's going to send Vaughn to the line.
Both teams right at this stage of the season, they're still trying to feel each other out here, but both teams would like to run.
Vaughn, a really good free throw shooter, 33 of 40 for the year. Jason Edwards now in the game for the Red Knights. 5 points in the game for Vaughn. And Jason Edwards, averaging almost 11 points a game, comes off the bench for the Red Knights. He is their leading scorer this year. Another turnover by the Red Knights, and Vaughn will finish. That turnover hurts because you can see how fast Cooper is on the transition.
Absolutely. And Vaughn can finish.
Five turnovers already for the Red Knights. 3 on Alexander.
Both teams right now are both pretty even in the rebounding department. There haven't been a lot of shots, but both teams have 3 defensive rebounds, so pretty tight there.
Well, Billy Kellogg getting the running layup that time, and with an 11-6 lead, John Morris has seen enough, and he's going to call a timeout here.
Well, it was a good timeout by John, I think, to kind of settle his guys down a little bit, and you can see what Cooper's trying to do there. It's kind of a mismatch with Vaughn. They don't really have an answer to him right now because he can play outside and inside, and again is a wonderful passer.
We should mention from time to time you may see Channel 12 Sports on the cable cast here as we're taking the live feed from, or the feed from Channel 12, and want to thank them for providing the video feed for this game. As they cover sports in the Northwest. So see if the Red Knights can get back in this one. They trail 11-6.
Now we're seeing a little pressure here with Cooper now after that timeout. It's a good time to make a little change like that. Didn't seem to bother Benilde though.
Well, they seem to be trying to get the ball inside, and that's where they've turned the ball over, trying to force passes inside to someone cutting. And
well, with Vaughn hanging around down under the basket, it's very difficult to go inside. You can draw him out just a little bit.
well, again, the Red Knights will be patient until they find a good opportunity here. Edwards driving in on Vaughn, stuffed. Again, great defense by Vaughn inside. He had his arm straight up in the air too, not to draw the foul. Here's Vaughn off from McCullough, puts the 3 up, just a little short on that one, and we get a push called.
Well, you can see where Vaughn is a hot commodity around the college circuit. Only a junior this year, but he can do it all.
Sam Haferman now in the game. replaces Alex Alexander. Right. That's a good pass inside. Left-handed hook shot by Bell. Off the mark, and here comes Cooper again. McCullough, here's Vaughn. Lets it go and hits the three.
Like an NBA three. Got such a beautiful touch on that shot. Looked a little bit like Isaiah Zerden here.
He did a great job too, just how quick he got in position to shoot that squared with the basket.
Well, he has such a nice touch on the ball. It just has nice rotation. You can see where so many coaches are looking at him in the future.
Hathaway back in the game for the Red Knights. And Edwards out. And traveling called against the Red Knights.
That was a good defensive possession here by Cooper. They did not give the Red Knights really a good look at the basket on anything, especially on the perimeter.
Well, Edwards came out just for a minute, so he could be schooled a little bit by John Moore, and came right back in, this time replacing Sam Lynch. So Edwards back in the game for the Red Knights. Long cross-court pass by Cooper. Troy Vaughn also in the game now for the Hawks. There's a three. Jason Edwards with his first 3 points of the game, and it's now a 5-point game.
Well, Benilde needed that. They were just kind of struggling in that offense, hadn't really scored really from the perimeter at all. Well, Benilde went back into this little 2-3 zone.
Turnaround shot does not go. Fight for the rebound, and we're going to get a jump ball. Marquise Gray is also in the game now for Cooper, number 41.
The foul is on the Hawks, number 5, Troy Vaughn, his first.
This is Coach Burton's first year with Cooper, and he's inherited a pretty nice basketball team.
Thompson now in the game for the Red Knights. And the pass deflected. Here comes the Hawks quickly. Troy Vaughn gets the basket.
Those little alley-oop passes will really hurt you, especially going from inside out. The defensive players are just waiting for that, especially a pass like that. You'd like to have that one back.
And a foul on the three.
Fouls on the Hawks, number 30.
So Darius Denson picking up the foul.
Well, Denson just hooked him by the arm, was way after the shot. Coaches just don't like to see that.
Tough getting the ball in, and long pass brought into Hathaway. There's a nice shot. So Bell getting the shot, and we're going to get a timeout. This one called by the Hawks. As we see the
Bell and Vaughn, they're really battling each other inside. So Bell decided to step out a little bit and take that jump shot.
a pretty low scoring contest.
It is. Both teams just quite aren't in their rhythm yet. It seems to me they are both struggling with their shot. In the transition basketball, they both seem to be running, but nothing's quite happening the way they'd like to have it happen.
Quite a few turnovers in the game.
Well, we've seen some very good basketball over here at the Haben Center in the last few years. Benilde has, not only had good teams, but they've represented their school and community so well in the state tournaments. This is still another wonderful year for the Red Knights.
Red Knights with 7 turnovers here in the first half, so you're going to have to really work on ball control.
Yeah, 7 with still half of the first half to go. That's too many.
Some of that attributed to just how athletic too the Cooper team is and how much they move around on defense.
Well, we look at Cooper, as a transition team that likes to shoot, but really their strength is their defense. You can just see that the way they move and defend and help and talk to each other.
Batted out of bounds, and they're going to say it's Cooper's basketball again.
I think that was off Denson.
Long pass for Troy Vaughn. Oh, wide open underneath. Marquise Gray.
Timeout red. Short timeout.
And Coach Bohr not happy with the defense on that one.
Not at all.
Thompson underneath.
2 points for the Hawks.
That was a few timeouts for coaching moments.
That was, yes, yep. You don't like to burn 2 timeouts that close together, but I'm sure he has a good enough reason to get these guys settled down a little bit. Just another coaching moment.
Looking around.
We mentioned before, Benilde is very patient with the basketball. They're just looking for that right opportunity, either to drive the basket or to get a backdoor cut.
The ball's on the Hawks. 41, Marquise Gray.
So Marquise Gray picks up that foul, Phil, and that's number 7. 7 for the Hawks. Only 2 fouls committed by the Red Knights.
Well, in a way again for Benilde to get back into this game is to stand on the free throw line. If they can get some free throws to kind of get themselves back in position here before the half is over.
Pair of free throws made.
Well, Gray is a wonderful player to come off the bench, being their high scorer, as well as looks like he's a vocal leader on the floor as well.
Lynch and Bernie back into the game now for the Red Knights. Has a pass inside. Back up top to Vaughn. He'll put it up. a little too much on it, but the rebound taken down by the Hawks. They get another opportunity here. And here's a three put up by Kellogg, and it's good.
Well, with Gray in the lineup for the Hawks, Vaughn can go outside and play on the perimeter because with another big man, they're able to get rebounds as well as support the inside.
5 points in the game for Kellogg. 8-point lead right now with 5:13 to go. Again, he picking up the dribble was Jason Edwards that time. And now here's the steal. Coming down the other way is Sam Lynch. Behind the back pass for Edwards. Working it inside. Turnarounder off the mark that time.
Well, they had the shot they wanted. There's no question about that. They came down 2-on-1 and couldn't finish.
It was Thompson that missed the last one. And there's a putback. And Rashad Vaughan getting the basket and drawing the foul.
Fouls on the Red Knights, number 22, Alex Alexander.
Well, Vaughn was in the right place at the right time for that rebound to come off. He just took it, and that's what you want to do. Get on that back side of on the shot so that you have an opportunity to tip it in.
See the great touch by Rashad Vaughn. 13 points here in the first half. Red Knights 4 for 4 from the line, and Cooper 3 for 3 from the line.
Well, Kellogg didn't like that call, although he did have his hands on it. It wasn't really a big foul, but referees are calling that pretty close tonight.
His second, team eighth.
Chris Bell in for Alexander.
Edwards at the line for the Red Knights.
Edwards with the free throw.
Edwards for 2.
24-15 the score now. Red Knights trail the Hawks. Kellogg. Eight fouls for the Hawks, 3 for the Red Knights. Driving to the basket, and the putback is good by McCullough.
Yeah, and it seems like the Hawks are just cleaning up on that offensive board tonight. That's really hurting Benilde because Cooper's able to get that second shot.
Well, it definitely looks like the height playing to their advantage, and we're going to get the call against the Red Knights.
Number 12, Nick Beardy is first.
So Bernie picking up the foul. And he gets replaced by Lilienthal. And Vaughn hits a three.
Well,
He isn't disappointing
for real.
tonight.
He got 3 threes. I don't know if he's missed a shot.
Nice pass in the corner. Here's a three put up by the Red Knights. Doesn't go. That was Sam Lynch. And the rebound by Cooper. Already leading by 14. And reach-in foul is going to be called on the Hawks. That's going to be Billy Kellogg.
Fouls on number 3 for the Hawks, Billy Kellogg.
Well, the Mills had, too many turnovers tonight because Cooper's been able to capitalize on those just about every time.
So Lilienthal getting his first point of the game. First free throw missed in this game. And quickly down is Troy Vaughan to convert on the other end of the court.
Well, Cooper right now, they have so many weapons. They can score in transition. They can score in the quarter court. And I really like their defense because they're just putting so much pressure on Benilde.
Timeout called.
Those are desperation timeouts. You get two players guarding the ball. Someone has to come up and help. In this case, the Red Knights really didn't come up to help Edwards. Yeah, it seems as though Cooper can, just guard that basket so well. They get the offensive rebounds. They block shots. They're pretty well put together. It's going to be interesting to see how they develop the rest of the year. They've played some pretty tough competition this year, so they're tested already. And it looks like they're probably just going to get nothing but better.
So 15-point Cooper lead, and we mentioned taking a look at the standings. Spring Lake Park and the North Suburban is 4-0. St. Louis Park 4-0, and then Cooper right behind at 3-0. So that's going to be a pretty tight conference. And I'm not sure who St. Louis Park or Spring Lake Park are playing tonight, but I would tell you that Spring Lake Park plays at St. Louis Park on Friday night, and that should be a very good contest. Be a big game for both teams. There's that drive, and it's batted away. Again, Cooper controlling the inside. And here's a three.
That was a much-needed three by Bell. He stood out there. Actually, no one came out to guard him.
So a chance for a 4-point play.
Again, when you come out and guard those three-point shooters, you really have to be careful that you don't hit their arm. Just go straight up on them. You don't want to give them 4 points.
Marquise Gray picked up that last foul. We should mention the only player really in foul trouble is Billy Kellogg, who has 3 fouls.
Well, Vaughn just wasn't quite sure what he wanted to do on that one. He did end up traveling, but he was kind of looking to pass, basically.
This would be big for Benilde if they can go into half trailing by less than 10. Right now they trail by 11, but they've trailed by 15 in this game. Cooper looks like they're trying to pick up the defensive tempo a little bit. Seems to be moving a little bit more now. Edwards got off the feet that time, out of control. And here comes Vaughn.
There
nice
again.
pass.
Yep. Gray was a defender at one end and scored on the other. He's an animal in there. He's a very, very nice player.
But also Vaughn being very unselfish that time with the nice pass and getting a few assists as well as baskets in this game.
Seems like just when Benilde starts to make a little mini run, Cooper's able to come back in transition and neutralize it.
Troy Vaughan picking up the foul. That's his third. So Troy Vaughan now has 3. And this free throw attempt by Chris Bell. Put back by was good.
Edwards got that one up through the trees. It was a kind of an impossible shot, but he was able to see it through.
McCollum misses the shot. And now the Red Knights Again, trailing by 11 with the basketball. 33-22 the score. Trajan Carson in the game now for Cooper. Stolen away, McCullough. Nice pass to the breaking Marquise Gray. 35-22.
The Benilde guards are really at a disadvantage here. They don't quite have a real true ball handler, so they have to sort of bring the ball up by committee, and they're not getting enough help.
Well, if you'd say that only thing not going right for Cooper is the foul situation right now is Marquise Gray picking up his 3rd foul. So they have 3 players with 3 fouls right now, but the Red Knights unable to capitalize. They're missing some free throws here.
The number 40 just came in. Jacob Lindgren, Jr.
So with 18 seconds to go, Cooper, we think would go for one last shot, but they're going to take it early here. McCullough misses the shot, and now the Benilde has it with 10 seconds, 7 seconds. And there's a 3 with 2 seconds to go by Bernie.
Well, that brought him within 9. I'm sure that Benilde was hoping to go in there with single digit, if they were going to go behind or be behind.
Yeah, I'm not sure why McCullough took the shot that early there. He took it with about 10 seconds to go, and again, that came back to give Benilde that opportunity, and they were able to hit the 3 on a nice shot by Nick Burney, closing out with 5 points for the game.
Well, it looks like, Cooper, again, we have to credit their defense because they've been able to make steals at midcourt, score in transition. They're able to, get a rebound, take it down. So they really, they can do it all. It seems as though they just, again, when Benilde starts to creep in, they're able to come back and, score and just keep Benilde at bay. But being 9 points at the half is not, Benilde should feel pretty good, actually.
And Phil, going into the second half, they got to cut down those turnovers. 11 turnovers for the Red Knights in that half. So,
well, 11 turnovers aren't gonna get you anywhere in a basketball game, because especially the way Cooper can come back in transition there. They have speed, they have athletes, and they're able to just keep Benilde at bay right now.
Well, and a lot of times you see points off turnovers, and that's, we don't have that stat, but I think you could see some of those fast break baskets, as you mentioned, happen off of those turnovers.
Well, right now, again, we'll mention it. It seems as though Cooper's able to handle Benilde right now in the midcourt area, because Benilde needs a little more help up front, bringing the ball. If they could break that little pressure at midcourt, they might be able to get some, easy layups. But right now, they're having a lot of difficulty doing that.
One other thing, how do you stop number 20, Rashad Vaughan? 16 points, and really, it's hard to say. I mean, if he's really been contested, but but even so, he's just, you can see the arc, you can see the rotation, as you mentioned, on his shots. It's just a beautiful touch that he has when he puts up his shots, and he hit three threes in that first half.
Absolutely, and Benilde really doesn't have an answer for him. They don't have a player that can match up, because he's not only can score inside, but he drags his player outside, and he's got that big long jump shot out there from beyond the arc. And you come out to guard him, and he also has the ability to drive the basket and then make good decisions, pass it or take it up. So he's a complete basketball player.
If you're the Red Knights, you look and you see Cooper has 3 players with 3 fouls. 2 of them are starters on the team. You have to look at that and say, how can we keep working at those guys to maybe get them off the floor?
Well, as a coach, sometimes you want a ball game like this. When you get some foul players in foul trouble, you want to see if they can play the second half without fouling. So this will be a good test for them, for the coach to say, okay, go out and play, be aggressive, do your stuff, but let's stay out of foul trouble. Play very, very smart basketball, because that's going to lead into the playoffs as they get down the road. So it's not the worst thing that's happening to them right now. It's a learning experience.
All right, we're at halftime here. 35-26 our score. Stay with us. I'm Bruce Ober along with Phil Frk, and we'll have more basketball coming up in just a minute.
And now, another adventure with Savings Man.
Look, honey, the neighbors just bought a big screen TV.
Hey, I just got a bonus at work. Maybe we should get one too.
Hold on there.
Savings Man.
Using your bonus to secure your future by paying down debt or saving is a better way to go.
Well, I declare you're right, Savings Man.
Stay ahead by choosing to save. And don't worry about keeping up with the Joneses.
But their name is Johnson.
For more tips and tools, visit choosetosave.org today.
Well, Bruce Ober along with Phil Frk as we get ready here to start the second half.
Well, the last 10 seconds of that first half were kind of interesting because Cooper took that ill-advised shot with a little too much time left on the clock and gave Benilde a chance to come down and get within single digits. I'm sure Coach talked with them about that at halftime.
And the three off the mark was rebounded by Robinson. Robinson did not score in the first half. He averages close to 10 points a game. And again, another... the ball just out of bounds that time. No foul called. So we saw the Red Knights cut it to 9 at the end of the half. See if they can cut into that lead. Nice move inside.
That was a really nice post move. He had Vaughn on his back and was able to just give it a little head fake and take it in, and nice easy shot.
6 points of the game for Alexander. And it's a 7-point game. Nice job as they worked the ball into.
That was a nice pass.
Robinson.
Benilde kind of went to sleep on rotation that time from the backside.
Bernie. Alexander. See how good Cooper does guarding the players that are cutting underneath and inside towards the basket.
Well, we said before, Benilde is, they're very patient. They're nice passing. They're well coached. The transition has hurt them big time tonight.
4 points in a row for Robinson, and now the Hawks back up in double digits. They're up by 11. Hathaway. Bell from up top and gives it to Lynch. Red Knights right now they'll be patient working around the perimeter, but you see players continuing to cut inside towards the basket, always looking for that cutter.
Well, eventually the defense does break down.
That was Alexander who had it underneath but didn't take it in there. Now it's thrown away as off the hands of Bell.
Coach Moore is not, he's okay with that possession because they looked good on it. They just did everything, but the errant pass at the end, but they passed the ball about 8-10 times. Eventually that defense is going to wear down. Just give it time and have patience.
See how easy, though, Cooper makes it look on their end with Kellogg getting his 7th point of the game. Shot by Lynch doesn't go. Vaughn with a rebound and a foul.
The 2 on Bell, I think.
Yep. Jason Edwards will come back into the game for the Red Knights, try and see if they can get some more scoring. Edwards had 9 points in the first half. Vaughn fadeaway, just misses the mark. Foul on the Red Knights.
Vaughn doesn't need much room to be able to put that shot up. He was guarded tightly and just rose up above everybody and took the shot.
Long pass for Vaughn. Drives in, knocks over Edwards, and still gets it inside to McCullough. Doesn't go. And on the back that time is Brandon Robinson for the basket.
Vaughn looked like he used his elbow a little bit there on Edwards. It did push him back.
Bell trapped in the corner. Off of Vaughn that time. Hafferman now in the game. Hafferman averages 5.5 points per game, and well, you see the Red Knights did not pick up their third foul till there's about 6 or 7 minutes left in the first half, and now they've picked up 3 fouls here quickly in the second half.
Well, the fouls are hurting them right now, as well as Cooper's speed. Cooper just turned it up another notch here, and Benilde doesn't quite have an answer for that at this time.
Second half has been sort of the Brandon Robinson show. Play sort of that between Brandon Robinson and Marquise Gray. They both do a great job inside going to the basket. There's Vaughn. Good control by Vaughn.
Great body control. Looked like a pool player off there using that little English off the board.
I think he looked at originally could he dunk the ball, but then decided
I
that
think
wasn't
you
there
could
yet.
just about read his mind on that, and he took the easy way.
No foul called as Edwards goes down. We have to see another timeout here. Right now, it's all Cooper here in the second half.
Well, like I said, Cooper just turned it up a little notch, and Benilde right now doesn't have an answer for that. They're just out quicking him to loose balls, beating him in transition. But again, this is a game that Benilde can learn from. They can, you know, they're going to have to play against teams like this, and they're just it's a good opportunity for them to learn. Well, I think this is the largest lead, 20-point lead for Benilde, or for Cooper.
Trying to get some sort of inside basket. That time they did work it inside.
Like I say, I think the Red Knights, they're patient with the ball. They have nice spacing, and then again, if they could just make good passes, no turnovers, they're going to get their shots. They're going to get good shots.
That's Vaughn's first foul in this game. And Edwards missing a 3, and 2-on-0 break. McCullough misses. Put back by Dennison, and he's fouled.
Vaughn is kind of looking like, hey, I did everything but put the ball in the basket. That was a great pass.
Foul number 32 for the Red Knights, Rashad Trotman, is first.
Trotman picking up the foul.
Benilde doesn't, you know, have an answer for the boards right now because Cooper just dominating both ends.
Denson for one.
So Denson hitting 1 of 2. It's 49-28. Palming the ball that time. So another turnover for the Red Knights.
15 turnovers.
Fourth turnover of the half for the Red Knights. 15 in the game, Phil. Vaughn got the cold hand here. That was put back in.
I don't know if I've seen anyone shoot that jump shot so high at such a distance.
Red ball. Into the game for the Red Knights, number 33, Alex Alexander, number 22.
Alexander back into the game now for the Red Knights. Yeah, shot was blocked by Denson.
Yeah, Denson was just too much for Edwards at that corner.
Stolen away by Vaughn. Gets it up for Kellogg, and we'll get a foul on Denson. If you're going to foul, that's the kind of foul your coaches like to see. It's a hustle foul.
Right, it was a hustle foul. It wasn't an intentional foul by any means. Both players just going for the basketball.
That's frustrating for the coach.
Yeah, I thought he was probably throwing the ball to the coach, because but he wasn't ready for it.
Well, this is a game that I'm not sure if the Red Knights have the tools to come back in, get back in this game, but right now it's going to be a learning experience for a lot of these players just to continue to play and get better here in this game.
Well, you know, and Cooper can match up with so many teams because they do have size, they do have shooting, they've got athletes, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do as the season rolls on. You know, their season record is 6 wins and 5 losses, but I'm not sure who they have played, what kind of competition, but they're a very good basketball team. Kind of a mismatch here when you got Vaughn guarding Edwards, chasing him around the floor here. You don't see that very often.
It'll be interesting when Cooper comes to St. Louis Park and plays an all-senior team, just to sort of see what. Again, St. Louis Park doesn't have the height, so it'll be interesting to see how they match up. Traveling called on Denson.
Well, Cooper does have weapons. When you look at Denson, he can do an awful lot. Kind of fun to watch Vaughn out here guarding full court.
Vaughn gives back. Stolen away.
Rashad Vaughan. Falls number 31, Matt Lilienthal.
So Lilienthal picks up the foul. That's his first. Sends Billy Kellogg to the line. Kellogg with 7 points in the game. Makes the free throw.
Billy Kellogg on the line for the Hawks.
Well, this will be very, very difficult for Benilde to, get back into this ball game because they really don't have the outside shooting as well as their transition game. So they're just going to have to really rely on their defense, try to get some turnovers, get to the free throw line.
Second free throw missed.
Is that Robinson, I think? Yeah.
Yeah, Trotman will go to the line.
At the line for the Red Knights, ball Trotman.
Marquise Gray comes back in.
That was great defense by Benilde. I mean, they had 3 guys stopping that penetration dribble. One nice thing you can always say with the Red Knights, they'll never quit. They're going to give you everything they have. They're well coached. They may not have the physical talent that they've had in past years, but it's fun to watch them play because they give you every ounce of energy that they have.
Billy Kellogg making the free throw. It's now 53-31. Grant Holly picking up the foul for the Red Knights. That was his first foul. 18 fouls for the Red Knights, and Kellogg missing the second free throw. Mm. 22-point lead. Nice pass in by the Red Knights.
Well, a little traveling, but he had the right idea.
Yeah, Grant Holly sliding across.
He saw that ball already, and he already counted the basket, I think. That happens when you get a little bit too anxious. John Moore just encouraging his players all the time, especially on the defensive end.
Pass stolen away. Troy Vaughn takes it back up top. No one on him. And Vaughn hits.
Well, where was the defense on that shot? Sometimes on transition you get mixed up on defense, but the closest player to the shooter has to step over and take that shooter. Cannot let him just eye the basket like that.
So they've opened up a 25-point lead. There's an open jumper. Jack Hathaway.
Very difficult shot sometimes when you got that little 12-foot jumper and nobody's guarding you. The basket can get pretty little.
Travel call that time on Gray. And now Rashad Vaughn will come back into the game. He'll replace Dennison. I would think Vaughn will play maybe just a few more minutes, and they may want to take him out of there. Phil, your thoughts when you have a player like Rashad Vaughn, would you put him in right now?
Well, I think you have to let him play at this point. There's plenty of time left in the basketball game. But yeah, there's a point where you want to take him out. You don't want him, to get injured on a play in a game like this. But still, he deserves to play.
Rashad Vaughn has been quiet here in the second half. Only 2 points. He had 16 in the first half, 2 in the second.
And what is he averaging? 29?
29.6.
Well, that could be one of the reasons that he's still in the ball game and maybe wanted to score with it. But I don't believe that any coach is going to leave a boy in the ball game just to let him score. If there's they just use him for helping the team in a lot of different ways, and also giving him as much floor time as possible.
A few subs in the game.
41, Marquise Gray at the line.
Yeah.
There's Vaughn. Chance for a three-point play.
Yeah, really. I don't know if he wanted to bank that one off or not, but he went up and just kind of gave it a shot, and it went in.
Missing the free throw though.
Bell is sort of questioning the call, but Bell, went down, slapped down on the ball. You just about count that as an automatic foul. In those conditions, you just want to stand there, go straight up, and if he makes it, he makes it. But those are the ones you don't want to commit the foul.
So a timeout called by Coach Moore. He's a little talk with the official over there. Again, it's a different year for Coach Moore. It becomes more of a coaching, teaching type of year. Again, you're teaching every year, but this becomes more and more when you have a young team such as the Red Knights have.
Well, he's coaching about as hard as a coach can coach, and he knows a lot of basketball. He's had much success, and he understands high school basketball. He understands high school players. You have runs. You have teams that can, 2-3 years, and then a couple down years. So there's an ebb and flow to this whole game, and John, being a veteran coach, takes it, as it is, and he loves his players, and I'm sure the players like to play for him.
Well, again, this will be in 2 years from now. We'll be looking and saying what a great coaching job Coach Moore does. This team becomes plays together and grows together. I think you come to expect players like the Jordan Taylors and Isaiah Zierdens to come around more often when you see them here at Benilde. But
well, you can't take those players for granted. I mean, it's just wonderful when you have them and you say, well, this will continue forever, but it doesn't.
Right now you can see the rebounding efforts by Cooper creating second opportunities, and now Vaughn goes to the free throw line. You watch his legs on the free throw. Some players keep their legs a little closer together.
He's got a little wide, kind of not a parallel stance, but kind of a stride stance, and you don't see that a lot because it's a little wobbly. Coaches like to get players when you're teaching them to shoot a little more balance. Get your feet spread, little shoulder width, maybe right foot a little bit extended in front, but not a lot. But he has everybody has their own type of shot, especially free throws.
Out of bounds. .31-point game. Cooper leads. The 9-point game at halftime. 21 turnovers now for Benilde. In and out by Kellogg. Holly with the rebound. Bernie Back out, here's a 3 off the mark, but backside rebound is good and a foul. Chris Bell getting the basket, and he'll go to the line.
Well, there again, Bell was in the right position on the backside of that shot, and we know those rebounds, if a missed shot, usually come off on that side, so he had a nice position and put it up.
His fourth at the line for the Red Knights, number 33, Chris Bell. Bell for 1.
5:53 remaining. Red Knights almost getting the steal that time, and it's on the baseline.
That was a nice defensive possession by the Red Knights, being able to just to force Cooper to make a errant pass.
So we talked about Cooper having a couple players in foul trouble, but they've done a good job to not get in further foul trouble.
That's
here.
what we kind of talked about a little bit earlier. As the coach, like I say, this is kind of a learning experience for these players to be able to play with 3 fouls and play smart, and they certainly have done that.
Vaughn, he was guarded that time, missing the shot.
Those jump shots that he's taking, Bruce, are 6 foot beyond the 3-point shot. And he just goes straight up.
Nice shot.
Well, Bell answered with that one.
Timeout Hawks. Short timeout. 30-second timeout.
I don't know if that was Bell's shot or not, but it went in.
Well, and looking over at the sidelines, you can see Steve Burton not happy with his team, even though they have a big lead here. He's, expects a little more out of his players, and not wants to make sure that they stay focused and don't get out of the rhythm.
That is a difficult thing for coaches, to keep these players focused when you have a kind of a blowout like this. But yes, you still have to go out and defend that shot, and you have to rebound and don't change your game. But you always play with that energy and intensity. That's what the coach is looking for right now.
64-39, 5 minutes remaining. Rashad Vaughn leads all scorers, 22 points. Here's Gray. It's a nice job to step inside and take that one.
Vaughn and Gray make a really nice tandem. They work well together. They're both long and lean, and that's going to, you could just sort of see them growing together as a team. That's a strong point.
Well, Kellogg has 9 points. McCall has 9 points. Gray has 9 points. So.
Well, that's just what Cooper has to do. They have to develop some other players that are going to carry the load, because we know that as time goes, these teams are going to really go after Vaughn, and they're going to force things. So, yeah, they do have to have other players that can step up.
Nice job that time.
That was a nice inside move.
Alexander with 10 points in the game. The shot missed that time. And the 3 by Lynch.
Lynch has been waiting for that shot all night. You could just sort of see it. He was standing there waiting, and he released that ball very quick. A nice shot.
A little bit of a run by the Red Knights as they've cut it now to 22 points. It was in the 30s. And Vaughn with the turnaround. So when you want to stop a little run, you give it to your best guy, and Vaughn that time coming up with the big basket for Cooper. Vaughn went for the steal that time. It's always got to make the coach a little nervous when your player ends up on the floor like that, diving. especially in a game where you're leading by 22. Rebound by Vaughn. Kicking the ball and along the baseline. One way or another was out of bounds, and it's going to be Red Knights basketball.
Gray knows he should have caught that ball. He's just sort of shaking his head a little bit. It was a good pass. They look at each other, shake hands, and say, let's get it next time.
Troy Vaughn comes out of the game. Trajan Carson in.
Falls on number 20. Rashad Vaughan is second.
Coach Burton kind of put his hand up to his head and say, hey, come on, what were you doing out there?
There's a good cut by Lynch.
Sam Lynch for 2.
Kellogg's drive doesn't go. Vaughn underneath.
Well, he must be getting up to his average about now.
26, so he's right around there. I think he's going to be replaced. With 2 minutes to go, Vaughn should be subbed out. The ball is tipped, so it's not over and back. Traveling call.
Lynch had the right idea that time when he dribbled into the paint, but he really had no place to go.
Number 22, Teron Pickford.
A couple players now in the game. Brandon Baker along with Teron Pickford. Traveling called for that time on Pickford.
For the Hawks, number 34, Nathan Lutmer.
So Nathan Lutmer comes into the game now, and he replaces Vaughn in the lineup with 1:54 to go. 70-46 the score.
Well, I think we've seen Cooper do a lot of nice things tonight, especially transition off of offensive rebounds. At least 4 or 5 tonight where they will make that part of their game. They've got a nice transition game as well as a quarter court. They can do a lot of damage.
Good rebound by Alexander, has it stripped away. There's Trajan. Oh, look at that move. Carson doesn't get it to go, but it'll go to the line.
I don't know how he even got the ball up there, actually. It just about went in.
It's third.
Well, 24 points with 1 minute, 7 seconds left to go, Bruce.
Again, upcoming game that we'll be covering will be this Friday. St. Louis Park taking on Spring Lake Park at St. Louis Park. So if you have an opportunity, cover both. You want to watch both these teams play. Get out to the gyms and support these teams. There's some good basketball, and again, at Spring Lake Park comes out to see St. Louis Park. That's going to be top teams in the conference.
Well, I'm going to make a prediction right now. Park is going to win. So we've been there before.
That's right. We're going to have to watch out for these Cooper Hawk team. They're a tough team.
Bell for 2. The Hawks falls on number 21.
So Chris Bell has 14 points in the game. Nice second half for Chris. 71-48.
Bell has done a real nice job tonight. He's really the only answer they have. He's a big man. And he played his heart out tonight. And he played with foul trouble as well.
Ten fouls on Benilde, so.
At the line for the Hawks, number 22, Taryn Pickford.
Taryn Pickford. Hawks 14 for 21 from the free throw line. Chris Bell again.
He's had a nice second half.
It's a 21-point game. Now with 20 seconds, Hawks can just run this one out if they want. Battle for the...
Well, both teams are still scrapping with 10 seconds left in the game.
And the Red Knights just couldn't get that one to go, and it's going to end right here. (71-50) the final score. Leading scorer in the game was Rashad Vaughan for Cooper at 26 points. Brandon Robinson, along with Marquise Gray, LeVar McCullough, and Billy Kellogg, each had 9 points. Troy Vaughn had 7. Leading scorer for the Red Knights was Chris Bell with 16. Alex Alexander had 10. Then it was Jason Edwards with 9. And Lynch and Burney 6 and 5 respectively.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how Cooper, how they do here at the after this ball game, because it's going to take a pretty good team to beat Cooper right now. They do have all the bases as far as players. They've got, you know, shooters from the outside. They can go transition. Their defense is excellent, and especially offensive rebounding. They seem like just excel in that area. So it'll be very interesting to see how they do, and they'll be playing some pretty good basketball teams, especially when they have to go against St. Louis Park, Spring Lake Park in their conference.
And for the Red Knights, it's a learning experience as they continue to grow, and hopefully their season will get better as the season goes on. And again, just a tough matchup tonight with a very athletic Cooper team. We want to again thank our statisticians tonight, Leslie and Max Brzezinski and Deb Wold. And we want to thank all of our camera people and directors, and Channel 12 for helping provide the feed for this evening's game. On behalf of Phil Frick, I'm Bruce Hoberman with the final score: the Cooper Hawks 71, Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights 50. So long, have a great night.